Grand Rising, brothers and sisters. It is your master and ruler of the universe, the mahogany god, the immaculate example of ebony beauty. I am he, protege of him, the Jaguar King, Prince Loudman. And welcome to Obscure Media, the show where I give you a review / retrospective / walk down memory lane on a specific media that you may or may not have heard about. Today, on this episode of Obscure Media, we're going to go into the land of MTV, particularly around the early to mid 2000s. A time in which most of everything that was ruled on MTV, besides showcasing brand new and popular musicians and artists, it also had a lot of original programming, including things such as Real World, Road Rules, and TRL, Total Request Live. But there was one show in particular that was very unique for its time. In fact, dare I say, it was the predecessor for paranormal reality television. Without this show, you wouldn't have a lot of the more popular paranormal reality shows. And funny enough, it was very popular for its time. In fact, dare I say, it rivaled TRL in terms of popularity. But unfortunately, it was canceled in the middle of its second season, not because of audience backlash or anything. No, or lack of ratings. Hell no. It was because the budget couldn't keep up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is MTV's Fear. Fear made its debut in September of 2000, with its first 2 episodes being pilot episodes until MTV decided to order a full season. After 8 more episodes, another season was ordered, which only lasted 6 until its abrupt cancellation. Show creators Martin Kernet and Eric Maines were heavily inspired by the 1973 horror film The Legend of Hell House. They went through thousands of audition tapes, choosing 6 out of those thousands of people to go to a quote-unquote haunted location. They wanted to set themselves apart from the usual reality TV format everyone knew about and wanted to mix a game show dynamic along with that haunted house feel. These locations were picked by the staff of the show, and the locations themselves, with their extremely creepy settings, either had a heavily fabricated backstory or factual history that was very, very disturbing. Places like Moundsville Penitentiary, or West Virginia State, the USS Hornet, Eastern State Penitentiary come to mind in terms of these questionable activities. I say that to save myself the whole paranormal is real debate in the comment section. The rules on the show were simple. Their objective over the next 2 nights was to determine whether or not the place that they're staying in was in fact haunted. They had to follow the instructions on the website exactly in the investigation. If they quit, which they can, they would forfeit their prize money, and another team member must complete their dare. The prize money always consisted around $5,000. Except that rare time on the second pilot episode where it was $3,000, and then they did an additional $5,000, which in turn came up to $8,000. Now I hear you saying, dares, Loudon? Yes, dares. The dares are what makes this show, depending on who you are, memorable or infamous. The dares themselves range from tame and slightly anxiety-driven, mildly tense with a small case of I need to leave, to off the fucking rocker, where's my lawyer? Nah, seriously. No, seriously. Who the fuck told y'all that was a good idea? 2 particular episodes come to mind when it comes to that third extreme. Duggan Brothers Cement Factory and Hopkins Military Academy. When it comes to the Duggan brothers, there was a dare. The contestant, Jason, had to walk up a coal ramp and reenact the death of the factory owner by, get this, putting a noose around his neck and pushing a cinder brick off of the ramp that may or may not be connected to that noose. This part wrecked me when I was 11 back then. I was like, MTV, what the fuck is wrong with you? And look, even the other people were caught off guard by this skull fuckery.
You will notice a noose hanging over a beam above the center of the platform. Now, hold on a noose around your neck.
No.
You will notice that the noose around your neck ends in a coil of rope tied to a giant concrete cinder block.
Yes, that is correct.
Grab that steel pole in front of you and use it to push the cinder block off the side of the platform.
This is why his thing's around his neck?
No. Green, using the pole, push the cinder... Hold on 1 second, please. Over. Stand by.
Granted, it was a mind game, and the brick was connected to another long piece of rope, but still, to this day, I still think it was unfair to him, and he shouldn't have been disqualified for it. Especially when something could have gone wrong, or, oh, I don't know.
Why have a noose to begin with?
As for Hopkins Military Academy, Holly is MVP. Period. No, seriously. She should have gotten $50,000 for her part on that show because god damn they put her through some shit. This is Holly. She may look like your quirky valley girly girl, but don't let that fool you. She is the living embodiment of Sydney Prescott got nothing on her. She is the final girl's final girl. Now, why would I say such things? What did she do that was so crazy? Oh, I don't know. Lying on a platform while waiting for a bed of nails to come down on her as a dare.
I hope my waterproof mascara isn't running. I love my little kitties, my meow meows. Noodle Brain and Bubbles and Galaxy.
Or hold an exposed wire to be electrocuted for a whole 3 seconds.
Damn it, just do it!
1,
2,
3.
Okay, time is up.
And the guy on the show had the nerve to say this shit.
Ironic because I felt that I was the least scared of my group yet. The first one to leave. My dare was like 10 times gnarlier than like any of the other dares.
These 2 episodes are the most extreme of cases where the dares are out of control and how something horrible could have happened. Staying in a spot until further notice and complete silence. Cool. Spending the entire night locked in a prison cell or room with no radio. Bit stressing, but fine. But when you are sitting down looking up at a bed of nails and you're not to move until you're told to while a candle is burning away a rope holding that bed of nails? Yeah, nah. Reenacting someone's last moments after taking their own life by putting a noose around your neck and pushing a cinder brick that may be connected to said noose? Oh, hell to the nah. Also, let me just further point out, the story in Duggan Brothers were like completely fabricated, but still, what the fuck? The only argument I can give to that is it was a product of its time? Don't get me wrong, there have been dares on this show that push boundaries and know how to make you have full-blown panic attacks, such as being locked in a small room or cell, being semi-buried alive, or doing a Ouija board session. Why would you is the question. I just remembered those 2 particular ones as the best example how balls to the wall the show could be. And that is what made this show so popular. No reality TV show at this time was pushing the boundaries like Fear did. Road Rules in Real World set the formula of how reality TV is formatted and made. Fear took that format, burned it at the stake, pissed in its ashes, and buried it. Fear was a first of its kind in terms of paranormal reality TV. There may have been other shows like it, but Fear was in a league of its own. Without Fear, you wouldn't have shows like Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventurers. In fact, in an interview, Kernert said that Jason Hawkes thanked him for paving the way for Ghost Hunters to become a thing. The series abruptly ended in the middle of its 2nd season, April 28th, 2002, due to financial issues. It was a reality TV show, and it had a reality show budget. and Fear pretty much went over said budget. Many times both Kermit and Maines asked for MTV to increase the budget, which they could since it was the most popular show on MTV. But MTV said no, and thus it was given the boot. There is a DVD of the whole season out on Amazon, and you can easily find the shows on YouTube. These shows pioneered the paranormal reality genre, and if MTV actually gave them a steadier budget, honestly this show would still be going on to this day. It could have been MTV's longest running show, but now all it is a memory. A memory of the early 2000s. Would've, could've, should've continued, but it will still live on in our hearts, through DVD, our memories, and through YouTube. The people are real. The places are real. The fear is real. I guess we weren't the ones so far away after all.